Welcome back, gamers, to SOS number 209. We are here with BOI, with Signed, the greatest yet, with the what is that? Which one is that? Which graffiti is that? Wait, no, that's the hat. That's the hat that you get from Server One. That's the Crustables hat, the worker hat, as the logo. Wow. Okay. Oh yeah. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi. I'm here.
So, how do you like working out the crust bucket?
I don't know. I don't have any opinion on that.
Fair.
But anyways, we do see some pretty familiar faces coming, some familiar faces on both teams. I am very more familiar with Woke and Late KM, as they are part of Roulette, a team that recently got low ink banned back in June. Definitely two strong players from that team. Woke being notorious for running the Nautilus, and Late KM running the being the backliner for the group. But yeah, honestly, I'm very familiar with those two players. As for the rest, while I do know their names, I'm not very familiar with them. But I'm sure you are, Jordan.
Yeah, funny enough, I kind of do, because Beto mentions too, if I remember, Spooky Mystic might be the Mystic I know, but Lullaby, but definitely Aki and Elder Pancake, those are some OG players right there from the era of 2023 to 2022 Splatoon scene, who actually grew all the way up here. But like you said, L8KM and Work from Roulette, shoutouts to the AZ folks back there at Sunset Surge. We are going to be going to the match immediately with the BOI in the yellow and Signed, the greatest yet, in the blue. Immediately, the weapons we're going to be seeing as well, with a double sword comp from Signed, the greatest yet, and a pencil winning as well, and a knowledge coming in from BOI.
Yeah, I want to say though, I am very interested to see the comp coming from the greatest yet. They are running completely backless this time around, and honestly, I want to see what they're cooking with this comp.
Well, what they're cooking is Hyper Dive, super aggro. That's what they're trying to do. They have the bubble because of the zone, because the bubble is a rectangle that you can actually cap the zone, cap the bubble within, that will actually cover almost half the map, and so also with the strike that came out as well, that can cap the zone actually pretty fast if you want to try it in. But with the 2 down from Signed, the greatest, even now with 3 down from Signed, Signed, the greatest yet, we are going to be seeing BOI right now going in with 35 penalty takes to remaining, and at the same time to a 52 cal going in with the kill, where immediately off the back getting a soul kill right there on Aki, and on the left side trying to go in for a 2v1 battle for Mystic, but unfortunately they do lose, and BOI still holds on to the zone with another kill from Aki coming in, jumping in from the base.
Yeah, and I was gonna say something, but I just realized that the timer just immediately went to a knockout. Sure enough, BOI was able to get a clean knockout and winning the first round of this set. Yeah, honestly, I definitely just wasn't paying attention to the timer ticking down. I was ready to say, like, this BOI was able to get not only a wipeout, but is now able to get ready to position themselves in the choke area and just wait for the rest of the greatest yet to just immediately go in. And but nope, that didn't happen. As BOI was able to win Splat Zone's Robo Ramen in round 3, and now we are heading straight to game number 2, Clan Blitz Barnacle.
In the game when we saw BOI just being super aggro, being to hold on, and even with the range buff they had, because they had the Nautilus, they are able to just hold on very well and be able to hold and able to secure their positions, just the specials with just the added bonus. And like mentioned in the start of the game for Robo Ramen as well, Signed, the Great Jet did not want a backline, not even a cooler in a sense as well too. They were all relying off the vibes of them able to play super aggro, playing to kill, being able to wipe them out in the first 30 seconds and keep on wiping them out, shutting them down inside their own base. But nope, we saw the other thing happen with Boy actually shutting them down in their own base and splashed those overwhelming. They tried to get the zone once, but immediately right after they were able to just get killed off, and Boy was able to just play defensive, like just a tower. And like in Clash of Clans, who knows, something like that. But the main thing is we're gonna be now going on to Clampet's Barnacle and Dive, where hyper aggro is gonna be a solid thing, but in this map though, you will need to have space, which for Boy, since they have the Nals and the pencil, is gonna be really good for their side.
Yeah, definitely taking a lot of space in Barnacle Lands is very vital, especially since it is a relatively open. I'm not sure if you agree with that, Jordan, but I definitely think it is relatively open in this map mode specifically. And as we see here, nothing new out of the ordinary. I do see Eater running the Frozen Pro on the side of the greatest yet.
Even though it is going to be open in terms of Splatoon maps or Splatoon 3, it is open. There is a little bit of elevation because of that ramp in the middle. That makes it even more open, really. But it just gives another chance for maybe like a DPS offset, more or less. But we are going to be seeing, like you said, we are going to be seeing the Winter Pro coming for the side degree jet. That will get them a lot more pay. But if you see that double for the Nals and Fern coming in for support as well, that's not going to be really strong for them, with Fern actually being able to throw in the first ball, and power clams and small clams coming in right after, but the missiles are going to be throwing them backwards.
Yeah, off to a great start for Boy. Able to get 2 power. Oh wait, I'm not sure if it was 2 power climbs in, but regardless though, they are able to get past the. They were able to get to the 50 points remaining here, make it, and they're sure enough keeping making the points go down just slowly and steadily. But unfortunately though. That is going to be the end of the push for Boy, as the greatest yet are recollecting themselves, retaking mid here. But with late KM out in the open, they were able to get a vital pick on, I believe, the decaf. And still though, nothing is really changing. Things are just looking pretty neutral right now. But 2 members on the side of the greatest yet just went down.
The main thing that we saw from Lake KM is, yeah, they did get the challenge decaf. It was really good for them, but at the same time too, that push was equivalent to 2 power grams actually, and a little bit extra. So you were basically correct on that more or less. But they had more chances with the small clans, which actually I think gives a little bit more points if you do it only the solo clans. But with Signed, the greatest getting a wipeout on Boy, we are going to be seeing them trying to push in, but as you saw in a few seconds before, they were not able to push in with as much of aggressiveness until now, because they don't have the range for it. They have to go up and fight them to do it. We saw that they have tried to go for 1v1, but the Pencil from late KM trying to shut them down. Woke is still trying to be helping with Comet, trying to shut either and Anaki down as well, but we're going to be seeing actually the Pro go down. So unfortunately, we are going to be going back to stalemate while Aki and the rest of the team trying their best to push into the side of Boy's space, but everyone is still standing tall and making it a stalemate.
Yeah, the greatest yet are really just fighting with all their strength. Just making sure to not give up the space that they conquered. But we do see a couple of members from Boy just going in immediately and able to take out a few of the members one by one. The decav initiated the bubbler, and this does help out the members of the greatest yet to go in along with the missiles. But wait a minute, I see 2 players going down.
That 2 players going down is going to be buffed by a bomb actually, or even by the blaster on the side of Boy. But that even happening once again because of the aggressive of Rogue, Fern, and Comet coming in all together, as they actually put in the clamps and the small clamps as well, bringing them out of penalty, but going down to 26 points, down to 23, with Comet actually getting the kill. Okay, not down to 23 yet, but soon enough actually going down to 20 points, with Folk coming in as well. 1 power cam full is going to be ending up to be a GG's, but with no clamps on the mark right now, on the ground at least, that is on the field for Boy. That's going to be the end of the push, and for Signing the greatest yet, that's going to be a scary factor.
It definitely is. And despite, Boy trying to get a knockout, they are definitely onto something, as they were able to go from I believe less than 50 all the way to 20 now, and that definitely is going to stall. That definitely does stall out a little bit of time for the greatest yet, because now they are in a very they are in a somewhat predicament where they have to like figure out how to have as much control in not only the map but the entire clam economy. And as we see here, Misty, the decaf, was able to sneak in from behind, releasing the bubbler and able to get the basket open. But unfortunately, though, none of the rest of the members on the side of the greatest yet were not fully prepared, and don't have enough clams in their favor, resulting in Boy winning game number 2 of round number 3 in Swiss bracket.
It's the curse of the sneak. You try your best to sneak in, but if you're the solo player last alive and everyone else being dead, you are trapped in the 50-50, and definitely in this mode as well, because if you saw back in the map, we saw Mystic and they are alone fighting in the 2v1. Actually, it was a near death fight, but we saw Fern coming in from the middle to get the ball back in. That was, I think, actually the Pindy coming back in, but because of the timing, it was unfortunate for them that they were not able to come in and settle through and finish off the game. But we are going to be seeing, like you said, Sabrina, we are going to be seeing Boy move on to end the 2-0 victory, and they will be moving on to the Great White bracket, because this was the round 3 match that was deciding if they move on to Hammerhead or to Great White. So congrats to them.
Yes, congratulations indeed. Yeah. That was definitely like the most like intense moment, definitely the most heated match out of this particular group, especially since both of these teams were seated. Both of these teams are literally seated next to each other. Boy being in seed 14, and then Signed the greatest yet in seed 15. Yeah, this was definitely just two teams really fighting for who gets to have the spot in the Great White bracket. And yeah, I definitely was on the edge of my seat for this, but but yeah, sure enough though, like Boy was just able to like really come out of these moments where they feel like they were stuck, but they just were able to like learn to adapt out of it quickly. And yeah, and as for the greatest yet, like they definitely had a lot of good opens and just a lot of good retaking and everything in mid and everything. But unfortunately though, there was just something that went wrong during the whole game plan, I guess. And yeah, pretty much yeah, it definitely was there definitely was like certain things that happened, and you know, like these teams definitely had something figured out. But yeah, and yeah, just a lot of things that happened during this heated game, during these heated games.
A lot of things happened during those heated games, but in the end, Boy was able to sign up and get the win in the 2-0. And like you said, Sabino, being able to be close seat to each other because of Sendu points made this a really close match. But in the end, based on mechanical wise, Sign Degree just was not really up to the par tonight against seed number 14 Boy, who seemingly like they were more prepared to fight in the action, able to jump in even more. And I don't know specifically if the Fern I'm thinking about is Remixed Fern, who is streaming right now on Twitch, or this is a different Fern. I feel like this is a different Fern because I feel like Remixed Fern might be playing with someone else. But the main thing though that we know is Boy will be moving on to the Great White bracket.